Hello again, everybody. Yesterday, I was thinking about things that people say that are just so obvious. You wonder why they're even telling you these things. And some of these people who tell you these things they're very professional people. I was thinking about doctors, for example. Somebody had told me they had gone to the doctor because they were feeling a little under the weather. They had some flu-like symptoms or what have you. I guess that's going around. And the doctor was like, well, okay, here's some pills, go eat these and go home and rest and be sure to drink plenty of fluids. Now, why would a doctor tell you to drink plenty of fluids? What else are you going to drink? Like solids, gases? I'm pretty sure fluids are the only thing that you can actually drink. So it's interesting that someone with that high a level of education would tell a patient something so obvious. But then again, you never know, because sometimes patients are not always the smartest of people, right? And that's why sometimes doctors may need to be even more specific, because antifreeze, that's a fluid, but if you drink that, it's going to kill you. So don't drink that. So be sure to ask your doctor to clarify, okay, what exact fluids are we talking about here? Because there are some fluids that I don't want to drink. There's a big difference between Gatorade and kerosene. You don't want to mix those up. So sometimes we could be so obvious when we actually need to be weirdly more specific. And that's an interesting example. Another example I thought of is when teachers pass out tests or something. You're going to have a test or a quiz or an activity, and they pass all these things out. Before they do that, they always say the same thing. They're like, okay, students, get out your pens and pencils. We're going to have a test. Why do they have to tell you to get out your pens and pencils? Aren't you going to figure that out when there's a test sitting on your desk? Like, what dope is going to sit there looking at a test going like, whoa, 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 whoa. How am I supposed to do this? What is this? It's just, I just mentally transmit my answers to the page. How is this going to be assessed? Teacher didn't tell us what we're supposed to use, what medium we should use to put our answers on the page. Like, no one's ever going to say that. Well, I don't know, maybe a few people in my sixth period, but most people are never going to say that. When you have a test, you have to have a pen or a pencil to take the test. And the third example that I thought of is when this happened the other day. Somebody was making some delicious new casserole. They thought it was delicious. I don't like casseroles. I don't really like things that have more than 3 ingredients, but that's a different conversation. So they made this thing, and then they had it a little bit on a spoon, and they just held it in front of my face like this, with a happy look on their face, like this. In fact, let me see if I have an example. Well, here's a fine bookmark I can use as an example. They're like, here, and they're holding it in front of your face, and then they say, take a bite. Like, take a bite. Oh, is that what you were going after? I just thought you were practicing levitating the food on the end of the spoon. I thought maybe you were practicing eating from the opposite direction. Of course I'm going to take a bite. It's like right here in front of my face. And that also got me to thinking about this thing we do with babies and kids sometimes. Like sometimes babies, they don't like to eat what's good for them. They don't like to eat the vegetables or the peas or whatever. And so sometimes their parents will put their food on the end of the spoon, and they'll pretend like it's the airplane. And they'll go like, open your mouth, Junior. Here comes the food. And the baby will go, ah. And then the airplane will go in there and he'll eat it and everybody's happy. But I can't help but wonder if this is actually somehow traumatizing our young kids, because first of all, babies, do they even know what an airplane is? How does a baby know what an airplane is? Do they ride on airplanes? Like, I never rode on an airplane until I was like 30. I mean, I knew what they were, don't get me wrong, but that's a weird thing. That's a weird way. And why that, like, always the instinctual response is, oh, here comes an airplane, I better open my mouth. That's not why. I don't walk outside now and see an airplane. Oh, look. And plus, it's a weird thing to try to teach kids that airplanes do. Like, airplanes don't fly into open caves. If they did, the result would be a lot different than a happy baby. And that maybe you should add sound effects next time you do it. Like, here it comes, yeah. Oh, the fuselage, the flames. That might be a little more realistic. And I don't know if that would help the baby or maybe just scare the baby into not wanting to eat vegetables anymore. So I don't know, might be a good idea for a science project or an experiment if it were ethical to perform experiments on babies, which it is not. So do not try to do it. But anyway, the point of that is eat your fruits and vegetables. And even from a young age, that is what your parents are trying to get you to do. It would be funny if they kept doing that, like, because nobody ever likes to eat vegetables. So it'd be funny if you have like one of you guys, like I'm picturing like Ben Britton, you know, and your mom is sitting at the table and you don't want to eat your corn, and she's looking up at you, come on, open your mouth, here it comes. That would be hilarious. I bet it happens in some houses. I think it's happened in my house a few times, but I can neither confirm nor deny. So eat your fruits and vegetables. Be clear with your language. And if you're not sure, ask. Speaking of asking a question, be sure to ask me if you have any questions about any of your assignments. I'm always happy to be here for you. I guess that's it. So stay negative, and I will catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.